Hello, everyone. Danny Garola here with StampinThePinkBarn.com. Welcome, welcome. Today we are on episode 104. Hello, Karen. So it has been kind of an eventful weekend around here. Hello, Peggy. So a lot of craziness. So if you guys have been watching the news at all, you heard about that hurricane that came in off of Mexico. Hurricane K is what they're calling it. So the last couple of days we've been dealing with the residual of that. So that's why it's really kind of dark where I am right now. I am here in Tucson, Arizona. Obviously it's 6 o'clock because the lights all just came on. It's been very cloudy, cooler weather, which I'll take it any day. Yesterday I had my in-person class down at the local VFW here, and it totally downpoured in the middle of my class, which is okay. We're indoors, but it was just, everybody was kind of like, oh my gosh, we're going to have to watch the storm, because here in Tucson and out where I am at, we deal with some flooding. And so we really have to watch our roads when we get some of this rain. Most of our roads out here are also considered washes as well. So they wash out and they turn into little rivers, and we're kind of sitting ducks at that point, because if you don't have four-wheel drive, you ain't making it through that. Hello, Magna. Hello, Marcia. Hello, Florence. So yes, so that's kind of what we're dealing with right now. It has been quite nice to just cool everything off, and it's not quite the same as our monsoons, because this is a tropical storm, so we get, even during monsoons we do get a lot of winds, but last night we really had a big part of it come in. So Saturday my mom came over, and she was working with my daughter, and she wound up having her knee lock up on her. So thank you so much for sharing, Marcia. Hello, Melanie. Hello, Sandra. Hello, Miss Kathy Quinn. And so my mom's knee she has to have a knee replacement. We know this. She's got arthritis really, really bad in her knee, and she really has a hard time walking. And so she goes and she sees the surgeon on, I believe it's either the 21st or 22nd of this month. So I will go with her for that, and we'll schedule her surgery or whatever. But we have On Stage coming up in November. So she's really kind of debating whether or not she wants to have the surgery before we head over to California and Anaheim for, hello, Renee, before we have that, before we go to On Stage. She's not quite sure if she wants to have the surgery, but at this point, because of her knee locking up. So on Saturday, she came over here. She could not walk at all. Her leg was completely locked up, could not apply any pressure to it. So she had to leave her, she drives my dad's truck down here so she can get in through the sand. So she had to leave my dad's truck here. My son had to take her home. Well, then she was supposed to come to my Sunday in-person class, because she always participates since she's one of my downlines, and so or one of my teammates. So she couldn't make it to the Sunday class, which I was really kind of disappointed, because I always loved stamping with my mom, and everybody likes to get together and talk when we're at these classes. So she's now down here, because the other thing is my son and my husband just took off a few hours ago. They went up to one of the campgrounds way out up in the mountains it's called Parker Canyon. And so that's 2 hours south of us. So they're pretty close to the Mexico, Arizona border, and they are going to be camping for the next couple of days. And my son is so stinking excited. But we kept getting all these emergency alerts on our phones, and the the ALEXA, kept going off, telling us we are in a severe flood warning. And so they were kind of leery about leaving, so it took them a little bit to get out. But my son just called me. They got to their camp spot, and he said it's only 60 degrees up there. And I told him, I go, my goodness, boy, you guys are going to be freezing tonight, so I hope you guys brought warm clothes. And they went last year, so they kind of know. And they even went in July of last year. And so that's right in the middle of our heat wave here in Arizona. And they froze at night. So I told them, I go, wow, it's a lot cooler up there now. You guys better have brought warm clothes. And so last week my husband goes, can you make sure that my wool socks are all nice and washed? So I made sure I washed all of his wool socks. So I hope they have a great time up there. They needed to get out of town. They need to de-escalate from all the craziness. My husband works like a workhorse. He is a 40-hour guy, normally does a lot of overtime and that kind of stuff, just because it's hard to find good help where he's at. And he's one of the only guys that can still do butcher besides the manager, because they're not training people to be butchers anymore, because a lot of stuff comes in pre-packaged to these grocery stores. So he's kind of relied on a lot. So that's one of those things. So I'm glad that they got to get away and go up there. It will probably be the best thing she's ever had done. Yeah. Well, she had the hip replaced a couple of years ago. She had gone to our local Costco one day, and she has paralysis down one side of her face. And no, it's not due to a stroke, but she wound up getting, I think it's called Bell's palsy or Ramsay Hunt, one of the two. I get those two confused. She wound up getting shingles inside of her ear. Now, I'm going back to my mother on this behalf, so you're not like, whoa, who is she talking about? So my mother, a couple years ago, or actually 10 years ago, she wound up getting shingles inside of her ear. It wound up causing this whole paralysis down the side of her face. And so with that, it wound up messing with her equilibrium. So it also messes with her depth perception. So one day she had went to our local Costco and she went to go shopping, and she missed the curb because she thought depth perception wise, she thought the curb was closer than what it was. So when she went to step, she missed the curb and she wound up falling on her side. Well, it wound up breaking her hip. But she's like this crazy, like bionic woman or something, because she shopped and did the rest of her grocery shopping in Costco. So you guys know what a Costco is. They're huge. She shopped the whole hour and a half in Costco, came another hour, like 45 minutes home, and then realized that the pain was so excruciating that she needed to go to the hospital. That's when they found out that she actually broke her hip. Then they scheduled the hip replacement. So having a replacement is not anything new to her, but she's just afraid the recovery time may be longer, and she doesn't want to, because a couple of our team members are going to be going with us on the on-stage Anaheim trip, and she just doesn't want to make anybody feel like she's like this person holding us back from anything. And like I told her, I said, good Mom, you know, I would rather her be on the road of recovery going there than being in such excruciating pain, because either way, we're going to have to take a wheelchair for her, because if she's in recovery, she's not going to be able to walk through that huge parking lot. It's a big convention center. So she's going to probably have to have that, even if she has the surgery prior, or if she waits, we're going to have a wheelchair because she can't walk all that time. So either way, it is what it is. I just hope that she has the surgery beforehand. So that's why I kind of want to go with her and make sure that we can kind of get her on the road of recovery. And then come November, hopefully she's feeling somewhat better. Hello, Noreen. Hello, Nancy. Hello, Sheila. Is it right? I'm going to slaughter this name. You guys know how bad I am with names. Is it Rissalin? I don't know. I probably totally said that wrong, but I tried. So hello and welcome, you guys. Thanks for coming in and watching. Hello, Kay. So yeah, so that's kind of what's going on here. And then we've been having to pick up the neighbor's mail. They're an older couple that live across the road from us. They can't get in and out because of the sand, because they don't have four-wheel drive. So we've been picking up their mail from the mail lady who comes down and calls me, "Hello, Miss Patty." And so I went to take her mail today. She informed me that her husband is in the VA. He's in the hospital. Hello, Rhea. And she had to take him in on, I think she said either Friday or Saturday. I guess Thursday of this last week, he wound up falling down outside. She was inside of the house, but thank God, she said he always takes his phone outside with him when he goes outside. Well, he had fallen out by the propane tank, and she was wondering, it sure is kind of taking him a long time to get in the house. Well, he called her and let her know that he fell. She said that she was going to call me, but she didn't want, and I go, "Don't be like that. Call me. I'm home. I will be over there in 2 seconds and I will help you." Because she's this really tiny lady and she fell and broke her back a couple of months ago. It's probably been about a year ago now, but she can't help pick him up. So I told her, I said, it is just a thing. We are very neighborly. We are here to help you guys out. Give me a call. You're not putting me out at all. So she asked me, she goes, "Well, he is supposed to be possibly coming home from the hospital either Tuesday or Wednesday." So she asked me if I would go get him. And I said, absolutely. I have no problems going to, thank you so much, Kay, for sharing. I have no problem going and getting him. It's, it's on the road that we live on, straight into town. So, I just feel like we need to help our neighbors because they're stuck and they can't do anything. And like I've told her, let me know when you need groceries. My husband works at a grocery store, and so we get groceries for them and everything. So it was kind of crazy just hearing that he was not home and she's by herself. So I told her, I go, "You hear any crazy noises or anything at night, you call me anytime. Give me a call." So there's just been a lot going on around us. And so I am ready to stamp with you guys because I need my stamp therapy. So hold on. I'm going to get you guys flipped around. I know I said I'm not going to talk forever because I know I get on these rants, but I just had to let you guys know what's going on in life. All right, hold on. Let me get you guys flipped around. So we have a new paper pumpkin that has just come out on the 11th. So yesterday, so September 11th, one of those days that will forever be in our history. And God bless all those people and their families. So just want to kind of throw that out there. So we have a new paper pumpkin that has come out. This is our Christmas box. Now there are more to come, but this one is, it says, "It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas with these festive cards. Send merry and bright cards this holiday season with the Ho 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 paper pumpkin kit with classic Christmas colors and holly jolly sentiments. The cards in this kit are sure to bring the Christmas spirit. Word from the North Pole is that this kit coordinates with next month's paper pumpkin tag kit and the special add-on product. With so much coordination between products, it will be a breeze to create cohesive holiday cards for all your gifting needs. Make this season the most wonderful time of year for your loved ones and for yourself." So this is going to contain 9 cards. So that's 3 each of 3 designs. So 9 cards and coordinating envelopes. Send classic Christmas cards with a whimsical feel this holiday season. Coordinates with the upcoming November paper pumpkin kit and the North Pole Sacks add-on. It says this exclusive stamp set and the early espresso stamping spot is going to be in this kit. So don't wait on that. There is all the details and all the information on it, different ways that you can purchase these kits. If you go over to my blog, stampinthepinkbarn.com, it will be in, just scroll down a little bit, or if you hit the promotions tab at the top across the center there, it'll take you in and you can read all about this. And like I said, the different ways of purchasing that. Also, my super fun Bewitching kit class is still available for pre-order. So this will end on the 17th. So don't wait. Make sure you get in on this deal. There are going to be some super cute cards for you guys. You guys are going to love this kit. This will make 8 cards. So you're going to get 2 each of 4 designs of cards. So don't wait for that. Again, you will find all the information over on my blog. You can also, so if it keeps pausing on you, Sheila, pull down and just restart your Facebook page, and sometimes that'll help you get in there. I hope nobody else is having any problems. Like I said, we are having that residual of that hurricane that happened down in Mexico. We're pretty cloudy right now, but luckily no huge windstorms or anything like that. So we should be okay. I'm watching myself and I'm not spinning on my device. So just try to reload and come in again. So this is going to come with the full pack that is all 4 of those beautiful glimmer washi tape. So it comes in the pumpkin pie, I think that's parakeet party, and then Highland Heather, and then the black gorgeous paper. There you go, Cheryl. You're amazing. Thank you so much for your help. And then it's going to also come with 3 yards of the black and white gingham ribbon. And so I will have the kit where it will have all the papers, everything that you need already cut up. You will have to have the stamp set. So if you already have the stamp set, there are 2 options to sign up for this. So one option will you purchase the stamp set and that punch along with the kit, or you can just buy the kit if you already have this stamp set. Okay. Coming up, I put the supplies out last Wednesday on the 7th for our upcoming mystery stamping. Now this is a Facebook Live. You can find this in my events here on my Facebook page. And so you can click that going button. So whenever I post anything, it will show you a notification. This will take place on the 14th. So you can also go to my blog and read all about it as well, and what you need to do to get prepared for that. Our weekly deals, I posted this on Thursday. So this is, there's a new deal every Thursday of the month of September. So there are some really good deals in here. Now they're limited time, so just know that coming on the 15th, there will be new deals. So if you want anything that is on this week's deals, get it by the 14th. Okay, we have our this is a virtual event. Now this is, every year we have a card making event. It is the National Card Making Day event. This is going to happen on October 1st. Now you can sign up for this. Again, if you go to the promotions on my blog, you can read more about this. There's even a little button that you can click and it'll take you right in to sign up. Now you don't have to sign up for this event, but they advise you to do it just so you can keep getting the emails that are coming out from Stampin' Up! To let you guys know more details about more things that are happening. And the way that the event is these are the 3 sets that they are going to be using during the event. And then there's also lists of the items that you will also need included with these stamp sets to make the cards. Now, if you want to just attend the event and not make the cards and just get inspiration, I highly advise you to do that. Now, if you already have a couple or all 3 of these sets, well, this one's brand new and it just came out on September 1st. You may have already purchased it, but if not, just know that you can always, use other products. It's a great way of finding new layouts and different products that they're going to use. I like to go in there. We do have a couple of these sets. I don't have the Cottage Rose set, but I do have these 2. So I will be making those cards right along in the event. And then, like I said, there's the additional supplies down here that you will need as well. And when you buy one or all of these bundles, you will get a free iridescent pearl basic jewels embellishment included in your order. So just know that. We are still doing the perfect partners. This lasts through the end of September. So these stamp sets, you will find them inside of our catalog, but you will not find the die sets in there. The only way you can get these dies is you need to, number one, probably print off this PDF, because you're gonna need the code down here to save yourself the 10% when you buy the whole bundle. Now, say you already own a couple of these stamp sets because you liked them when you saw them in the catalog. You can then just buy the die sets, but you're going to need this code here. So this is available on my blog. You can print this right off. Again, same with this. You can print it right off. I always put links in there. I've also sent out emails that have all those links in there as well. So just, if you're not on my email list, it will pop up when you visit my blog. You can subscribe to my newsletter and that will come straight to you in your inbox. Right now, this is my current September host code. So when you go into my store and you purchase anything from me, please use this host code. Unless your order is over $150, do not use my host code. You're going to get some free little gifts in there, and I want you to have those from Stampin' Up. You're going to save, you're going to get some rewards, okay? Let's just put it that way. So how do you get to my store? Go to shopdannygarola.com, and then it's going to take you to my landing page, and then you can join my team from there. You can shop right there, and it takes you right into my store. Okay, so I have a card to show you guys that one of my team members at yesterday's in-person card class, she brought to me. Now this is using that gorgeous paper from last month's Paper Pumpkin, that, what was it called? Sweet Sunflowers. I swear that paper is the most gorgeous paper. So she made this card and used some of these little bumblebee trinkets. This is so beautiful. Look, she even sprinkled some Wink of Stella on there to give it some sparkle. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. I hope you can, because it is just gorgeous. So this will sit on my desk because I want to look at, and look, she even decorated the envelope for me as well. So I just thought that was so cute. And then she put the little thanks on the inside. I love receiving cards from you guys. Let's get into the winners of last week. So the way that this works, so when I make the 3 cards in my Monday Facebook Lives, I always give away the cards that I make. So how do you win those cards? How do you even enter the drawing? Simply come in here and comment. Let me know where you're watching from. I love to see you guys. A lot of the time I get a lot of you from other parts of the country. I don't send cards out of the US, so just to let you know that. But please come in and watch. You can always get inspiration from what I am showing you guys. And you may even learn a new technique. So I do love that you guys come in here and comment. The other way is by sharing and by liking this video. So down in that corner, there's normally a couple little thumbs, some little hearts. If you throw some of those up there, that's going to automatically get you in the winning of these cards, into the drawing. All right, so card number 1 that I did last week, this is for liking last week's video. So here's the envelope and this beautiful, simple, elegant card. I love this glimmer paper on this. Watching from Missouri, woohoo! Thanks for watching. And so I also used the Snowflake. These are called the Wonderful Snowflakes, I believe. I actually just had to order another pack of those because I'm loving the iridescent on these. And I used a lot of them last year. I'm glad that they brought them back. So this card here is going to go to Miss Anna Rebadoo for liking or hearting, no judgment, last week's video. So congratulations, Anna. All right, and for commenting on last week's video, hello, Shaz. For commenting on last week's video, this is the second card that I made. And then you've got the envelope with that wisteria on there. So just know that if you missed last week's video, you can always go back and catch it here on my Facebook page. I also upload it to YouTube. If you watch from YouTube, please like and subscribe my page. I'm really trying to get my viewers up over there. Also, you can find PDFs over on my blog, stampinthepinkbarn.com. You can print those off or save them to your device, so then you can see exactly how to make these cards. Also, I put the YouTube link on that PDF as well. So if you're not quite understanding how I'm writing out the PDF, like when I write the instructions, because let's be honest, I'm human and sometimes I make errors. Imagine that. It's easier to sometimes people are visual and like to see how to make it. So always know that you can go to YouTube and watch it there as well. All right, so that goes to, did I even say who that goes to? This is going to go to Miss Patty Rutledge. So congratulations, Patty. Thank you so much for commenting last week. And then the last one is this beauty right here, using that wisteria, but I flipped it around to make it look like it's coming up versus hanging down. And this is using that Sending Smiles stamp set as well. Now this is going to go to Sheila Fisher, and I know I saw you on here, Sheila. So this is going to go to you, and here is this. Now this one is going to Sheila because she shared my last week's video. So please share. Now, let me tell you something. When you share, please comment, which is also going to get you guys in the drawing as well. Comment that you shared it, because some of you have your settings inside of your privacy settings on your Facebook set that I can't see it when you share it. So please come in here and tell me that you've shared, so I know to include you when I do my, it's called Wheel of Names, to do the random draw picks of who's going to win the cards. So I know that I make sure I add you into the drawing. Okay, so congratulations, you guys. Oh, I'm glad that you love that card, because that will be coming in the mail, coming your way. Okay, now let's get into our first card. Now, I did go a little bit simpler on some of these cards today because I was trying not to go my full 2 hours since my mom is watching my daughter. But you know how I get talking and I wind up, taking up time anyways. Okay, so this first one, I am going to need to bring my big machine over. So I'm going to set that down on the floor. So the first card, so like I said, you can find all the dimensions and all the things that I used over on my blog. Now, it won't be up for a couple of hours because it does take some time to upload everything to YouTube and then to get everything put over and transferred onto my blog. So give it a couple of hours. Those of you who are over on the East Coast, I know it's pretty late over there already. I would advise you to just come back and check in the morning, so you're not waiting up for that, because those won't go anywhere. So this is 8 by 5 or 8.5 by 5.5, and then I'm going to fold it in half. This is the basic black, and I'm using that for my base. Then I have 2 pieces of Very Vanilla. Now these are both 4 by 5.25. One is for my inside, so I'm just going to set that right in there, but I will do either stamping, or I got to figure out what I'm going to do on the inside. But for now, here is my front layer. That is going to be the next layer. Then I'm using some of that metallic, what is it called? Brushed metallic cardstock. Now this comes in 3 colors when you order a pack of this. So it comes in, I'm going to say, I don't know, it's kind of like a brown, and then you've got the gold. And then the third one is kind of like a champagne color, if I can get it out of here. Beautiful, beautiful colors. So all 3 of these colors are in here. Okay, so you can see that. So I am using the darkest one of those, and this is going to measure, this is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. Now we are going to run this through the Fall Leaf 3D embossing folder. Copper, there you go. Yes, it's like a copper color. Now we do sell, that being said that you brought up copper, because I actually looked at it earlier today because I was going to actually use that. We do sell the actual copper. So this is just a bit different because it has been brushed. So this is like a very sheen, and this has got, I don't know if you can see the texture on this one versus that. This is the straight copper and this is the brushed one. So just so you can see the difference in those two colors. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this out of the way and bring my big machine up here. And I need to take off plate number 2. And then I am going to place this piece, I'm going to set it just like that because I want those leaves kind of going across that center piece, just like that, but then leaving kind of this bottom part with no embossing on that. So just the 2 plates, hinge in first, and then I'm going to run that through. And just for good measures, I'm going to run it backwards because I didn't let that pop up. There we go. And so wait till you see the dimension on that paper. Isn't that just so stunning? Oh, I love it. Okay. So that is going to simply go right on the front of the card. So this card, telling you guys that this is going to be a simple card, is because I'm letting this be the focal point of this card. So let's glue some of these layers together. So if you send out, you know, like Thanksgiving cards to your loved ones or friends, family, whatever, this would be a very, very simple, easy card to make a bunch of these and get those out in the mail for, you know, Thanksgiving, just giving thanks, because those fall leaves are really beautiful. Okay, then I am going to use some scraps of my, and that's not what I needed. I do need a scrap, but I need a bigger scrap because I'm using a different set than what I needed on that. So I was debating on what I was going to use for my sentiment on this. So I'm going to go ahead and just glue this straight down to my base. Just like that. Okay. And then I'm going to be using my Fond of Autumn. Now here is the matching dies that go with that, but I only need this little banner right here. And then I need the, I think I'm going to use the well, I was debating whether or not using Happy Thoughts of You. I think I like that one better. So I am going to use this little banner and then that, which one is it? Happy Thoughts of You. Because the other one says sending many thanks. So you can use, you know, any one that you have. I think that will be squishy enough that it's going to work in there, but we might have to mess with it. Okay, so you're gonna need kind of a longer scrap to be able to stamp this on there. And I'm just going to use Memento since I have my card base as being black. And then Happy Thoughts of You. Yep, looks like that's gonna work perfect. Okay. Now let me bring in that Big Boss again. And I need my die cutting plates. So now I do need my plate number 2 on there since we're going to be doing some cutting. And then I'm going to put my cutting plate down and then align this on here to cut this out. And I need to grab a piece of washi tape because I can already see that that is not going to stay in place. So I always pick up some of this washi tape when I'm at my local craft store. They'll always put these things on clearance. So I always just grab a couple of rolls of that because I like to have it to hold the placement of my dies down, because I'm so bummed that the Stampin' Up plate that they had created, the magnetic plate, wound up, and I had one and mine wound up curving like they said it was going to and start coming apart, and it did its thing, so I had to toss it, but I did use it up until that point. Okay, let me get this down and out of the way. Oh, look at that. I'm going to get my workout as I'm making my cards tonight. Okay, so there is my little banner. And this is just going to simply go across the bottom here, like that. And then I think I'm going to bring in maybe this little leaf because it is, or no, that's right, that's all one big stamp, so I can't do that unless I was to die cut it up. I'm not doing all that. I think I'm going to do a acorn and maybe a leaf on the inside in here. On the bottom. Just like that. I don't think I'm going to do a leaf. I think I'm just going to leave it the acorn like it's falling out of that tree. This is a great set, Sheila. Absolutely. Sometimes, so I don't know if you guys can see this little mark right here, but that is a manufactured error on one of our pieces of paper. And so it's really not that big of a deal because since you have 2 sides to your paper, I just always make sure that when I look at my paper, if there's any kind of flaw to it, that gets glued down. Okay, so where did I put it? Oh, there it is. All right, so let's get some dimensionals. So that will be the inside. And then we're also going to stamp one of those acorns on one of our envelopes here. I will put this down in this bottom corner, and then I'm going to stamp it right here in the center, just like that. So that is a very vanilla envelope as well, since that is the color here and the color in here. Yeah, right before I went live, my son FaceTimed me on his phone to let me know that they had made it and they found a really good camp spot, and that they could see the lake from where their camp spot is, so they can walk down to the lake and go fishing because they bought their fishing licenses today. That's kind of another thing that took them so long to get out and on the road. So yeah, he's super excited, and it looks like a great, I mean, there's these beautiful trees, and so he's really excited to do some fishing and go out on their little boat. We have a little pop-up camper that they take out, so it's kind of easy to just go in and out with that. Take it down, you know, it's not like setting up tents and all that kind of stuff. So there you go. There is card number 1. Isn't that beautiful? Very simple, but very elegant. Yeah. Oh yeah, I love that. You know what? At first, I didn't like this embossing folder, and which is very odd because I'm very into fall and Halloween. That's just kind of my time of the year. But the more that I play with this embossing folder, I am so glad that actually I didn't buy it. My mom bought it, and it's definitely not her thing. So she gave it to me, and I was like, you know, I don't know if I'm going to use it. But as I keep playing with it, the more and more am I falling in love with this embossing folder and finding myself using it more and more. Okay, so that is card number 1. Okay, so let me clean these off just a few seconds, just in case. And then this is my Simply Chamois. It is an amazing tool. Everybody needs to have one of these when it comes to stamping because it just cleans your stamps so well. And you can take this right to your sink and rinse it out. Now it's just like a normal chamois. And so what I do with it, but it is on the thicker side, not like the ones that you use for your window. But the really nice thing about this is, or one of the tips that I want to give you about this is make sure that when you go to clean it or re-wet it, because it will dry out kind of like a sponge and it will harden, but all you have to do is just get it wet again. Do it on both your hot and your cold settings on when you're rinsing it, because your warm colors are going to come out when you have it on warm water. How it works like that, I don't know. And when you have your turn to cool, it's going to take out your cool colors. So definitely change your settings to get this cleaned out as much as possible. Okay, so that is card number 1. Card number 2. Okay, I'm going to be using some of my silver embossing powder. I'm also going to be using the glossy dots. I'm also going to be using one of those snowflakes. Like I said, I'm really loving these snowflakes. So I'm going to use one of those. Then my card base is thick basic white. This is 11 by 4 1/4, and it has been scored because when you're folding your cards long ways, you're going against the grain when you fold, so you need to score that. Otherwise it gets kind of all bumpily and looks like it's wrinkled. Okay, so there is my base. My next piece that I'm using, this is Pool Party, and this is 4 by 5 1/4. That is going to be the next layer down. Then I'm using this gorgeous vellum. This is called the Snowflake Vellum. And can you guys see the, well, you probably can't see it in this wrapper because it's going to wind up giving you a glare on there. But look at how iridescent those are. Now they're silver when you look at them, but if you turn them, they definitely change colors. Now, kind of like these snowflakes here, when you move them around in the light, they change colors. They're not silver, but they still change colors. Now with this paper, you also get the polka dots that do that same thing, and then you get this right here as well. Now there's 2 different patterns of these snowflakes. This is a different pattern than this one. Okay, stuff sticking to everything. So with this other paper that is in here, you're going to get, this is vellum, but this is felt. So it's really soft and really neat. It's like, it's just, it feels very, almost like a snow kind of feeling to it. So you also get those in there as well. Now those come in 12 by 12s. This is just leftover from when I had my, when I do my DSP samplers. When I sell those, I always have leftovers of things. So we are going to be using this one right here. Now this measures, this is 3 1/4 by 4. So it is the same exact width as our pool party. Whew, that's kind of, hopefully that's not blinding you guys through this camera because it's awfully shimmery. And then I used the polka dot one, and this is 2 inches, and that is going to go on the bottom. So it is the same size as that mat, but I just wanted some of that blue coming through the bottom of that. So with this, since it is vellum, I am going to use a couple of my glue dots to put this down. Like that, and then do the same thing for this little piece. Now this is a thicker vellum, so just know that you won't really be seeing your glue dots through the back, or through the front, I mean. Okay, now this is going to line, well, let's do it this way, because I would rather fold over that than the bottom. Okay, just like that. Then I have another piece of that. This is the silver. This comes in not the brushed metallic, but this is the silver, and this is the silver foil. But it also comes with, where's the back of this? This comes with the darker silver as well. And then the one that looks kind of, I think it looks a little purple. So you get all 3 of those silvers. Oh, look at that. I just let that touch that. Eek. Amateur. There we go. So you get all 3 of those silvers in the silver foil pack. So this, like I said, it almost has like a lavender hint to it, but this is the silver foil. And so that little piece that I cut, I believe it is, this is a 1/2 by 4. And then I have a white piece that is 3/4 by 4. And so what I'm going to do is I need to punch one of these out. Now they're already pretty much punched. You just have to kind of let it release at the tips of these. Now these almost have like a plastic coating over them, so you can really get them out of this easy without having to worry about tearing them. I am going to be using the Window Wishes stamp set, and I'm going to use this Merry Wishes down here. And so I'm calling this the Snowflake Wishes when you look at the PDF. Snowflake Wishes is what I decided to call this card. Okay, so I need to use my Versamark. And I am stamping over here on the side because my little snowflake is going to get adhered right here. So I want to make sure I have enough room for it to fit. And when I set this, So I like to dry fit things. Just to make sure, because see, if I don't move it over far enough, it won't fit in an envelope if this is hanging off the edge. So I need to make sure that when I stamp this, that I am over far enough. So I need to go over pretty far over here. So this is my silver embossing powder. Okay. And then I'm going to emboss this. Okay, so with this little strip right here, I'm going to kind of straighten that out. And I am going to grab my, now this is my seal because I don't have my, where's my other one? Oh yeah, this is the right one. So I'm just going to run a small bit of this across this here. So I can just grab this and line it up where I want it. So I'm leaving about 1/4 of an inch showing. And you could put it on top or bottom, either way. This is going to go across here. So I'm going to put more seal on here. That's right, I always say snail. Seal is what we have now. Snail is what we used to have. I always get them confused. They both do the same thing, just they change the names on us. If you don't have that, you can always use your tear and tape. That will work as well. I'm just going to kind of move this up and lay it right across the center there. And then I'm going to put one dimensional right in the back of this. And if you can see, the same shape as your dimensional is the same shape of the back of this. So it fits perfectly on the back of that snowflake. And that way nobody will see it. And I know that I have a little bit that I can keep this to hang off just a hair to be able to fit inside of my envelope, just like that. And then now I'm going to adhere that straight down to my base. Oh, good. I'm glad you love this card, Cheryl. The other one that I saw that somebody else used, they used Tahitian Tide, which is that new in color of ours. And I didn't even try it. I just knew I wanted to go with a more subtle, but this is that Tahitian Tide color. That's the color that they used underneath it. I'm sure that would probably be gorgeous as well. But like I said, I really wanted that subtle blue underneath there, so I went with the Pool Party. What was I just gonna do? I was just gonna do something. Oh, I need to cut a little strip of that for the inside bottom of this card. So I'm going to cut just a 1/2 inch here. And I grabbed the wrong size. I knew I needed the bigger one. Since this card does not have an inside layer to it, I need to make sure it is 4 1/4 when I cut this. So I'm going to cut this at 1/2 inch by 4 1/4. You okay out there?
Yeah.
Is she doing okay?
Yeah.
All right. Now this, I'm just going to put on the inside of my card here. Again, using a couple of my little glue dots. If I can find them. There they are. I'm going to do one in the middle just for good measure. And this is going to go on the bottom here. Just like that. And then we also need to grab an envelope. Okay. And I think I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to run this across the bottom here. So cut this off at a 1/2 inch again. And then using some, you know what? I don't think I'm going to use glue dots. I think I'm going to use seal because this needs to stick and it's going to go through the mail. I'm going to go this route. You know what I was thinking? This paper would be beautiful for wedding cards or anniversary cards because it's so just kind of a chic, clear, but then it's so pretty with that iridescent on it. So there is, oops, you know what? And I almost forgot to add our little embellishment here because these are Pool Party. I'm going to do that for the front. Now where, there we go. I was going to say I'm missing my, I think I'm going to use the big one. And because it's got these assorted dots kind of have this holographic looking shimmer to them, I think it's going to be perfect on this card. There we go. And see, and it almost kind of goes with that little dot. I don't know, I just saw those together and I thought, those would be pretty because I really love these glossy dots. I love the texture that they have. Now, they're completely smooth, bubbling, right, Sheila? But they just go really well with this kind of whole look, I thought. Just kind of ties it all together. So there is card number 2. Just kind of simple, but again, so elegant. Easy, quick, one and done. Okay, so that is card number 2. And I didn't have much of a mess because I didn't really use much for that. So that's kind of cool. And so you could use any sentiment that you have from any of your stamp sets on that card. Okay. Now let's get on to card number 3. I need a drink. All right, so this next card, I used some of this Gingham Cottage Designer Series paper. Now this is a huge pack of paper, you guys. You get so much paper. I love all the different colors that are in this. This would be a great pack. If you're just wanting to go pretty light on your paper, I would highly suggest this paper pack because there's a lot of different things that you can do with this just the way it is. One of our top demonstrators actually used this down here and she added color to it and added that one extra pop to this paper to just give it a whole different look. So lots of things that you can do with this paper, and like I said, you've got a lot of different colors to go on that. That is called the Gingham Cottage. So I am coming in with the Hello Harvest and the Bewitching, which is my kit class for this month. I'm going to be using these two together for this card. So let's go through the layers here. My base layer that I'm using is Old Olive. Now this is 8.5 by 5.5. We're just gonna fold that in the middle. Okay. Then my next layer is I am using that Gingham Cottage. Now this is double-sided, but I like this big, well actually no, I think I'm gonna go with this side. I don't know, we'll see as I start putting things together here. We might flip it, but for now, I like that. My next little strip that I need, oh, this is 4 by 5.25. My next little strip is going to be 4 by 1. That's gonna go in the center. The next layer is Pumpkin Pie. This is 3, well, no, that is 3 1/8 by 4 3/8. My next layer is Basic Black, and it is 3 by 4 1/4. And then my little white layer that we're going to do our stamping on is 2 3/4 by 4. And then I have a scrap of Basic White, and then I have a scrap of Old Olive. Now I'm not sure if I'm going to go with the idea of putting these on here. It was kind of something I was going to play with. So we'll kind of go from there when we start creating it. I'm going to need my Old Olive. Now I came in with the dark, both of my Pumpkin Pie, light and dark, and then my Blackberry Bliss, light and dark. And so on this little scrap right here, I need to stamp my little hat because we're going to be using the Witch Hat Builder punch, because I need that little hat right there. I also need my green glimmer washi tape. And so I need to make this fit on here. I could have swore, there we go. I was gonna say, I could have swore I cut enough scrap that I could make this work. All right, so I need Memento for this. Yes, fall cards. I'm all about it. And with the storm that came in, it really made it feel like fall around here. Okay, so I'm done with the hat. I'm going to color that, so I'm going to move that aside because I need, oh, and you're going to need a white base for the inside of this, 4 by 5 1/4 for the inside. So I'm just going to stick that inside of there. So on this piece, this is our main focal point. I am using that pumpkin from the Hello Harvest right here. And this is going to go right down, kind of not right on the bottom, but close to it. I know, I can't wait, you guys. What did they say? I can't remember the exact date, but the new Hocus Pocus 2 is coming out in theaters. I don't like going to the movies, but I will darn well be there for Hocus Pocus 2. That is like an iconic movie in my eyes. Okay, so we're going to color that, and we're going to color this. So I am bringing in my Blackberry Bliss, which is the same color as this little band right here. Oh, what else I needed to do? I need to take some of this washi tape, and I'm just going to lay it on the edge here. And it doesn't have to be straight. That first piece doesn't. Now your second piece, you're going to want to be straight, so you can lay it right up against, bump it up here. Just like that. And I'll show you why we're going to do that in just a minute. So really make sure that's pushed down and stuck there. So I'm going to use my dark Blackberry Bliss first. And I'm just going to outline the little web. And then with my light, I'm going to just ever so slightly add some color because it does bleed a little bit. So I'm going to let that kind of do its job. And that dark did not come out very dark, so I'm going to try the other end of that pin and see if I can get it a little bit darker to come out the other side. Oh, there we go. It was just too light on that one end. There we go. That's what I wanted. Okay, now with this end down here, I'm going to take And I'm going to punch out my hat first. As you can see, you get all these little stars and then you get the little band of the hat. But if we hold this and then take our washi end and line that up in that little hat band, we can cut that out and then now have a very beautiful little glimmery hat band that now we can take this and just glue this right on here to add some shine to that hat. Okay, just like that. Then now we need this, and I'm going to take my two, why did I need my old olive? I don't know what I needed old olive for. Maybe I don't need old olive pen. I don't think so. I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. Oh, I was thinking, that's what I was thinking. Okay, so if you don't have the glimmer washi tape, you can actually take your old olive and color inside of that to just give it that green look too. And then you can take your Wink of Stella and go over that to make it kind of a glittery color as well, to give it some glimmer. That's why I chose to do that's why I brought this out, so I could tell you guys both ways of doing it. I knew there was a method to my madness. Okay, so I'm taking my dark and going over the little tick marks that they gave us. This is pumpkin pie. Okay, now I'm going to use my light pumpkin pie. See, that's a way to keep me quiet. Hand me some markers. I get so concentrated on not going out of the lines, I can't talk. It's like chewing gum and walking. Remember those old commercials? Okay, so there's my pumpkin. And then we're going to take this little witch's hat, and we're just going to add that kind of right there to the top. Now I don't think I'm going to do a sentiment on here because the Bewitching set does not have a sentiment, but you know what I was thinking is, well, that's not going to work either, because I was thinking if I prop this, you could put the little spider guy coming down, kind of like this, but I don't know if I like that. I guess if I turn it like that, well, nope, I either like it straight or I like it over here to the side. Now I don't know if that spider, well, that spider might work over there. We're gonna do it. Just do it. Okay, I'm going to hold that, move that right there, and just, oops, get that out of the way. I'm just going to apply that spider. What did it say, Cheryl? I like the tiled hat with spider on the other side. What hat was that? This one? Oh, the tilted? Did you mean to say tilted hat? I think that was maybe supposed to say tilted. Yes, tilted. Kind of like that? Is that what you mean? Is that how you were saying? Or tilted? I don't like it that way. What do you think? I think I like it tilted like that. Is that what you were talking about? Yep. Okay. See? Great minds think alike. Okay, now we're going to add some dimensionals to the back of this hat, because we want some lift. Oh, the spider on this side. Where would I put the spider on that side? Help me. Like up here in this corner. Oh, or hanging down off of this? Is that what you were thinking? Like if I was to bring the spider down here and put it in the middle of the pumpkin, that would have been cute too, because there's a lot of white space up here. Need some spider bling. Like his eyes. Does his eyes need to be little blingies? Drooping from the top onto the hat. Oh, coming down. You know what? What if I do another spider? Is that going to be overkill? Is that what you mean? Like that? I could put 2 spiders. I can even put one over here and then make one kind of up here. Just one coming down, or one coming down this way. Like the spider coming from the hat tip over here. And not one coming from up here. Would that be too much? I don't know. I'm just going to leave it alone. Because then if you win it, then you can add more spiders. How about that? But let's see if we can add something to this little spider, like you said, to give him some bling. We definitely don't want red eyes. That would be kind of scary. Maybe just some Wink of Stella. Because I don't think the little black, where are they at? I don't think the little black are going to be small enough for eyes, and that's not quite blingy enough. Let's put some Wink of Stella on this little spider. I mean, it would have been good if I had like a little face to put on. Okay, there's some Wink of Stella to give him a little bit of shimmer. It does seem like it needs something else though, and that's where I was going to punch out. This is why I have my bow punch sitting here handy, because I was going to punch out some of these bows. Now I already punched out 3 of them, so they're sitting right here, just so if we needed to add a little bit of something else behind this to give it do we need those? Is that what it needs? With or without the little sprigs? What do you think? Does the sprigs just kind of overkill it? I mean, we don't have all the layers behind here, but unless I go grab a stamp set. Hold on. Let me grab my other Halloween. Unless I didn't even bring it back in here. Hold on 2 seconds, you guys. All right, look, I have these. Now, I don't know if this would be too big. We have Best Witches. This is the Best Witches stamp set. Now, I don't know if this might, if we took the green off, makes me think of the scarecrow with the scarf. Exactly. That's kind of what I was thinking as well, with the little greens, but maybe if we take the green off and put maybe like the words, well, that's not gonna work. You put a spell on me up at the top. Is that what it needs, is words? I don't know. I'm just gonna go with what I was thinking, and I'm just gonna tuck these in here. Because see, I get thinking too much about it, and then I wind up jacking it all up. Don't overthink it, right? I think I'm gonna go like that. Okay, so let me get some of my little glue dots here so I can tuck this back in there. Just like that. Same with this one. Okay, and then I'll do this one in just a minute. Let's get these things adhered. You guys ever do that? Do you guys ever envision the card and then it just kind of, when it goes together, sometimes it doesn't just go together the way you were thinking. I think it needs a smaller white piece. I think that's what needs to happen. So if you go to recreate this card, maybe try a smaller piece of white where it just fits the pumpkin. Or maybe a smaller, if you have a smaller Halloween sentiment, I actually have that old stamp set that was the banners. Let me grab that. Maybe that has a cute little simple, where is it? Oh, here it is. It's called Banner Year. Now this was around for a couple of years and then they took it. So we don't sell this right now. I'm only looking at this for the sentiment wise, because look at that cute little boo. Wouldn't that be cute up there to just add the little word boo? And you probably have other stamp sets that have that in there. But I'm gonna add it. Just right up here to the top. I really think it needs to have a word up there. There we go. That's what I wanted. Just something little and sweet and kind of to the point. And I was going to grab that stamp set. But you guys know how I don't like using things that we don't sell, because it's kind of a teaser where you're like, well, I'm going to show you this, but just know you can't buy it. That's kind of mean. But I know a lot of you guys probably have some of these stamp sets that we had for a while, especially something like that. Okay, I'm going to try to add this right to that little glue dot that is already tucked underneath there. I think that's going to work perfect right there. There we go. Voila! Yep, it definitely needed those little greens. Okay, so that's going to go right there. And then we're going to adhere that straight down. You know what I should have actually done? Is I could have done some of these in this. I mean, it probably would have been too much bling, but just another idea. If you colored this in with the old olive, you could have probably done these in the washi. So you would do that same thing. You would just cover a piece of paper with the washi and then come in with your bow and cut that out with that to give it some blingy. Okay, what are we gonna do on the inside here? Let's add, you know what? I'm actually gonna come in with this spider web from this banner year, and I'm gonna add that to the bottom, or maybe even to the top. Kind of up here. Because we have a spider on the front, I think that will just tie everything together. Just like that. And then I'm going to, I have a piece of that same paper right here. I'm cutting that out. And I'm going to add this across the bottom. So again, 1/2 inch little strip here. Now, where I got this card idea from is, remember the paper pumpkin from a long time ago? Quite a few years ago. It was the, which one was it? Was it the Haunts and Harvest? We had a paper pumpkin. Maybe it was Pick of the Crop. No, that was not it. I don't know. I've got all my boxes sitting here and now I can't tell. Oh, was it the Frights and Delight? No, that was 2018. So maybe it was called the Hello Pumpkin. I think that's the one that it was the Hello Pumpkin. Was a paper pumpkin from, what year was that? I think that was 2020 maybe. Anyways, it had these cute little, it was kind of in these colors, and it had little witches hats, and I think it had maybe some little bats maybe, I don't remember. But anyways, there was these hats, and then there was the little pumpkins that it sat on, and that's exactly what kind of inspired this card, was that really old paper pumpkin. Oops, this is a little too long, so we need to cut this off. Marty, or who is that? Bird, what are you doing? My dog must have pushed my bedroom door open because she came in here and she's over here scratching her little collar and it's making a bunch of noise. What are you doing, Birdie? Huh? Are you coming in to photobomb yourself? She's a little black Chihuahua. All my other dogs are huge. I have a pit bull, which is Mr. Marty. He's all white with these big brown patches on him, and he is an amazing dog. He probably could have been my daughter's service dog. He's never been trained for being a service dog, but he lets us know if she's having one of her seizures. He will run into the other room and he will grab us if we're not in here with her. He's an amazing guy. And then our other dog is a Great Dane, and he is ginormica, but he's a big doofus. He is like such a big, I always say if a dog could have ADD, it would be my Great Dane. He's just a big doofer, but we love him. And his name is Murphy. Okay. And he was actually going through training when we got him, right? We bought him the beginning of 2020. So it was right before the whole COVID thing hit. And he was going through training to be a service dog for my daughter because we wanted a Great Dane, because since my daughter's getting taller, we wanted him to be able to be trained to catch her when she goes to fall. He could block her from falling, like he could move to the side of her and make it where she doesn't fall over. That's why we went with the Great Dane. And in the middle of training, COVID hit, and the trainer wound up moving to, I think, Florida or something like that. So that kind of went out the window. So now he's just a big goofball. Okay, so an envelope for this card. I think I'm going to actually maybe do this hat over here. Yep, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to add the hat. And I'll color it and everything later, because I've got to tuck something in there to color it, because of the fact that when you color through the envelopes, it will wind up going onto the back of the envelope if you don't tuck a piece of scrap in there. And I'm not going to make you guys sit here while I color a hat. I will make it the same way as this. So there is card number 3. Let me bring in all the other cards. So card number 2 and card number 1. And there you guys go. I hope you enjoyed watching me make these cards, and I hope you guys give it a try. Like I said, you can buy all the supplies. I will have clickable links that will be attached to that PDF. Also, if you go over to my blog, I will also have pictures of each item that I have created this with, where you can click those pictures and those take you right into my store as well. So there you go, you guys. Have a wonderful rest of your week. I will be on this Wednesday for mystery stamping. I will also be on Thursday morning for coffee and cards. That is my YouTube live. I do that at noon. And I will have my in-person other class for the month of September on the 15th as well. So the 15th is going to be a very busy day, because not only do I have my coffee and cards, but I will have my in-person class at 4:30 p.m. So, okay, you guys, don't forget that the Bewitching set, the pre-order ends on the 17th, because that's when I will place the order for all of the kits. And then it will take me the week to get the product in and get everything cut and then get those shipped the last week of September. So don't miss out on that kit. Here's kind of another little card that would go with that kit with those little witches hats. Now, the harvest would not be included in that, but I know a lot of you guys have that. So just a little sneaky peeky of what is to come in those kits. All right, you guys, take care of yourselves. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.